Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you haven't already done so. And also hit that notification bell. That way you'll be updated every time I'm uploading something new, honey. Okay. Car conversation. I'm on my way to the gym. And I just wanted to give a little perspective on the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. Richardson, excuse me, girl. I apologize if I fucked it up. But I actually wanted to talk about this as it was happening. The first issue I had was with the commentator that felt the need to address the fact that, oh, she's winning with the hair, with the nails, and the attitude. Like, why the fuck did you need to even point all of that out? You know what I'm saying? Like, but we all know where that was coming from. Amen. But now so much other stuff has taken place since we all got to know, who this fastest woman in the world was, right? And shout out to my good Judy Cat's Meow for giving me some receipts, some controversy that Miss Thing, has been involved in, girl. Not just involved in, but has created, girl. This video was originally going to be just totally giving this girl her flowers, and I will. I'm going to try my best to give a balanced perspective and not be as biased, because you'll see why I have to be so biased towards the bitch. And it's not really even being biased. It's just like speaking truth. Speaking truth. But yeah, if you don't know who she is, you've been under a rock. I don't even follow sports, but when you start making headlines and becoming like everyday news, even people who don't follow sports or, track and field or anything like that, we're going to know who the fuck you are. So first, I want to congratulate her on being as recognized as she is now. Amen. It's good to see a black woman, not only, work her dreams, amen, but achieve those dreams, amen. Well, barely, okay. So that was my first issue, was people just trying to, like, damn, always talk about this girl's hair and nails and all this shit and her tattoos and stuff. And it's just like, damn, bitch, like, the girl is winning. Why do we care about all of these superficial things? Why? She's winning. You don't call Britney out, for shit like that. Well, they'll never do anything like that. Maybe that's it too. Maybe they've never seen this. Maybe all the black women, correct me if I'm wrong, drop down in the comments and let me know, because I don't follow, sports like that. Is she one of the first black women to have the whole hair and nails, tattoos vibe going on? Because I will say this, it seems like when it comes to like cheerleading, sports, period, there's a uniform. And it's probably unheard of, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like I've seen an athlete. The only other person I've seen do that is Dennis Rodman. Well, not the nails, but definitely the tattoos and the colorful hair. So is she the first woman to do something like this? Let me know if I'm wrong. So maybe that's why it was highlighted so much. But we all know at the end of the day that was a racial undertone. You were trying to imply, she's ghetto, she's ratchet, she's one of those black women, those hood girls. You know what I'm saying? And she may very well be, but she's also been dubbed one of the fastest women in the world, honey. Mama has accomplished. And to even get to that point, you have had to have trained. Amen. For a long period of time. You don't get that fucking fast just sitting on your ass, bitch. That takes training. That takes work, girl. Ambition, determination, motivation. All of the things that get the person to the front door of the Olympics, girl. Amen. Now, we got to talk about them. It just came out that Sha'Carri Richardson failed a drug test. We all know the tea. Professional sports, and to gain entry into the Olympics, And again, this is coming from a person that doesn't follow that shit, but I know at least that rule exists. You will be drug tested. Y'all can thank Lance Armstrong, hello God, for having y'all go through all of that scrutiny and all of that bullshit. Okay? Thank you, Lance. We appreciate you for cheating, girl, for doping, girl. But because before that, it was really a relaxed situation. You really didn't hear that much about drug testing until after Lance Armstrong got fucked up in the bullshit. Okay, he got caught up in the rapture of success, girl, and by any means necessary needed to win. To his own fault, child. Anyway, so yeah, she failed. She popped positive for marijuana, and she basically will no longer gain entry into the Olympics because that is a violation. And I'm gonna say some things. Again, it's gonna be well balanced, girl. It's gonna be a circle. Shout out to I Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry. Good movie if you haven't had a chance to see it. It's pretty old, but it's good as fuck. Adam Sandler and Kevin James are everything in this movie. Probably the only time I'll praise Adam Sandler or Kevin James, because anything else after that was trash. Anything before that was low-key trash. Adam Sandler had his moments here and there, but girl, you know. Anyway, so yeah, so this is my thing. We just established that to get to this point, you would have had to train basically your whole life, or at least half of your life. And to accomplish what Sha'Carri has accomplished, I'm quite sure the goal was always, I'm going to the Olympics, right? I want to go to the Olympics. I want to win the Olympics. I want to do this for a living, right? So you would think one would have done the proper research, reading up on what it takes to qualify to be in the Olympics, correct? You know, with any other job, you look up the job description, you look at what the qualifications are, all the things. It will most likely require a background check, a drug screening, fingerprinting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm quite sure she already knew what the policy was as it pertains to being drug tested. If you know that you were out here smoking weed, depending on how much of it you smoke, it'll be in your system 30 to 60 days. 40, I think 40 really, but to be safe, I think they say about 60 days. Because, you know, these strains are stronger now, and people have developed a tolerance, so they're smoking more. So if you smoke more than a few joints or blunts a week and have been doing that for quite a while, 9 times out of 10, it's going to take longer than the 30 or 40-day period for you to properly clean out your system. So you knew the Olympics was coming, bitch. Let's get together. You knew the Olympics was coming, girl. You couldn't have quit a couple months ago? This ain't a situation, you know, we know she's probably a hood girl, right? You can't use your friend's baby and wring out their diaper in a bottle, girl, and tuck it in your puss and walk into the medical office of the Olympics. No, this isn't that type of situation. This isn't you applying for goddamn for another type of job. I'm quite sure that they have a doctor sitting in there with you as you're dropping trowel. Oh, girl. Child. Oh, girl. Fuck. Ooh, the spirit of Sha'Carri Richardson is trying to get me, girl. Oh. But, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. So I do feel like you have to take responsibility for your actions, girl. I bet you she knew this policy before she even got to this point. I guarantee you she knew this policy way before we all knew her name, before she won her first race. I'm quite sure she knew about it. And what I want to say is the Olympics is a world thing, and I notice a lot of people are commenting about the more, you know, legality, the lesser restrictions on marijuana usage in the United States, but the Olympics is a world organization, right? So not everybody is going to follow the same rule. But what I will say is, because it's a world situation, most countries don't even have laws against marijuana. Mind you, America, for some reason, we can't see the positives. There are more positives in legalizing marijuana than there is when they started legalizing alcohol. Alcohol has killed way more people, girl, in our probably for the next couple of lifetimes. Marijuana hasn't proven to hurt anybody or kill anybody. You get drunk for some reason and you want to get in a car. When you get high, bitch, you don't want to get in nobody's car. You don't want to do shit. If anything, it's going to make you just want to chill the fuck out. And to the point as well, I want to make, we talk about how, oh, marijuana makes people lazy and unmotivated. Well, obviously it did the complete opposite for Sha'Carri Richardson. If she's been getting high all this time, she's been winning at the same very time. So obviously it hasn't slowed her down anyway. If anything, it's added to her focus. It's added to her lifestyle. It's added to the chosen profession that she has. It hasn't taken anything away other than the fact that she can no longer qualify to do the Olympics this time. Ooh, girl. So, yeah, I don't understand that. And I just want to say too, like, I do feel you have a lot of jobs right now. I was reading a story last year about most of the major car dealerships taking out the marijuana policy. If you pop positive for marijuana, you can now keep your jobs working for those particular companies. Because first of all, what sucks about it is marijuana is one of the only, I hate to say drug because I don't consider it to be a drug. I consider it an herb, and it heals and it helps. Too much research out there shows that marijuana is an aid to humanity. Unlike all these other things that kill our motherfucking asses. All these prescription pills out here that kill and make you dependent on them. And next thing you know, you're a whole fucking crackhead, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that it's deemed a drug here in the United States of America, bitch. But it stays in your system longer than everything else. It attaches itself to the fat in your blood. That's why it sticks around so long. And it just kills me that there's not a way by now to detect when you last used it. Now, if you're getting high at work, that's a different story, bitch. But if you're just at home on your off day, you know, the same way bitches rush home to crack open that beer, bitch, or to make them a cocktail, or to make them a martini, or whatever the fuck, the same way people go home and light up a joint. You got people that don't like to drink. Drinking fucks up your liver. Drinking fucks up your kidneys. Drinking gives you cirrhosis of the liver, cancer and shit. It depletes blood cells. It depletes brain cells. Getting high does none of those things. So it kills me that we're so strict on marijuana, but yet we allow these motherfuckers to get drunk and kill themselves. But that's how the world operates. They want us to kill ourselves. They don't want to legalize anything that's actually going to be a benefit. Why do you think herbs are so expensive? Why do you think flowers are so expensive? Fruit is so expensive. Vegetables are so expensive. It helps us. It aids in our development as humanity, aids in our health, the longevity of our health. But we live in a world that creates more weapons of mass destruction than putting healthy things on discount for humanity. You got countries that spend billions of dollars a year on creating weapons and chemicals that kill the earth. Meanwhile, you have orphans living in mud houses in 2021. So that goes to show you where humanity's priorities really are, right? So just going back to the whole marijuana thing, I just think it's bullshit. And I think we need to see that there is a lot of profit, there's a lot of cash to be made if we were to legalize marijuana across the board here in the States. I don't know why America always takes every opportunity that's going to be lucrative, but for some reason, this one thing. So could it be possible they feel like they're going to be losing more? Because mind you, these people are mad that they have to reverse a lot of these marijuana convictions. People are mad, girl, because it makes the judicial system look like shit. But here's the news, girl. You've always looked like shit. You've always looked like shit. So your pride is in the way instead of doing something right for humanity. Again, that shows you where the government's priorities truly lie, right? They don't give a fuck about us. Child, y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Ooh, girl. Y'all are gonna learn. Let's ride. So, although, yes, you know, I do feel bad for Sha'Carri Richardson for going through this. But again, I do feel like, you know, girl, you knew what the tea was already. You should have prepared yourself for that. You know what I mean? I get it. We all go through shit and we all deal with it differently. Some people get high. But I think, what would the alternative been for her? Y'all would have rather her been a drunk, slow bitch? Because I guarantee if she would have started drinking her problems away, she would have never got to this point. So instead, mama decided that, you know, what this generation does best is hit that weed real quick. But again, you know what the rule was, girl. So it's technically her fault. We all know when we trying to get that job, girl, or some shit, just like it was when as I was growing up, people used to ask me for my pee all the fucking time, bitch. Hey, bro, I'm trying to get this job. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, it used to get to the point where, girl, you know it's tea. You know what job you're applying for. Either you're going to try that way or you're going to do your best to get clean. And if you're not an avid smoker like that, it'll take less than 30 days. They sell at-home drug tests now at the dollar store, girl. Walmart sells them. Even the pharmacies sell the upgraded ones that they use at the labs. So, I mean, there are ways to, like I said, homegirl should have prepared herself. It's her fault, really. But I do feel like the world needs to, like, ease the fuck up a little bit. It's not like she was, again, utilizing a performance-enhancing drug. Because remember what we said earlier. Don't they say, girl, that the sticky icky slows you down. It makes you unmotivated. And like we already established, that bitch, obviously that wasn't Miss Sha'Carri Richardson. It did the exact opposite for her. So, but now we got to get to the point where we gather this bitch for filth. So, I remember watching a brief interview. It was a clip, actually, when she was noticed for her fiery hair. She said, and I quote, "The reason I did my hair this color is because my girlfriend said that it would look like flames, like I'm trailing flames as I dust the competition." Well, that's not verbatim. That's me throwing my little, you know, the gays, we gotta shit up, girl. But, you know, so you're part of the community. And if I wasn't, and I wouldn't have known that, but I'm gonna be real with you. You know, we have to admit, even the fuckery, girl, that we sometimes judge people based on how they look. She does serve a lesbian tea, a real rough, feminine lesbian tea. You know, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But the fact that there have been receipts, and I will do my best to insert the clip. There are receipts to show that, girl, you have some internalized homophobia, girl. How are you a black lesbian woman, part of the spectrum, and you have the nerve to say, back in 2015, if you wear pink, you a bitch ass nigga or some shit like that. I forget exactly what it was, but you'll see it in the clip. And then just recently in March, you said if you follow Lil Nas X, unfollow me now. So, you know, March is around the time Call Me By Your Name came out, and I know that shooketh the world. Hello, God. I understand. But it almost comes off as if you're homophobic. Maybe if it was just a Lil Nas X tweet, but the fact that in 2015 you referenced any nigga who wears pink, come on now, girl. So it just goes back to the place of, you know, a lot of black women, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of black women fucking carry the bulk of the homophobia and perpetuates that so much to the point where our black men, because they don't want to be looked at as suspect or they're not ready to live in their truth, it gives them like, okay, black women are talking about it, girl. And we, you know, because we see that black women always instigate a lot of these social issues. There's a lot of instigation, especially as it relates to the LGBT community. You know, again, not generalizing. If this doesn't apply to you, you shouldn't feel no type of way. I understand there are allies and there are real good Judies out there to us. I'm just trying to make a point to the raggedy bitches that are on the other side of that. You know what I mean? So, let me do this because I don't like fighting for shit. So, it just adds to that narrative. Also, like, again, the internalized homophobia of it all. Girl, get your life together. Because if you are indeed a lesbian and part of the community, you really need to understand some things. You know, you need to educate yourself. And you strike me as probably one of the girls who have gay friends and love them while they're in your face, but we're all kinds of faggots, punks, and sissies when we're not around. And I don't need people like that in my life. And I'm quite sure you hurt a lot of people's feelings, girl. And I think too, I hate the fact that when people start getting the shine, especially black people, black women, and all that she's accomplished and all that she will accomplish, we have to go back and dig up their past, their misdeeds and their mistakes. I do understand that people grow, and we have to celebrate that people are not their mistakes, especially if they've done the work on trying to become better people. You know, what's the point of saying, you know, second chances and God forgives and all of this shit if we're not gonna see people for the change that they've exhibited? You know, I don't know that woman. I don't know what she's been through. I don't know what her experiences are. But I know that based on the things that we're seeing, it's already looking like an attack on Sha'Carri Richardson. And I hate that for her. But again, we have to be mindful. She's our age, right? Probably much younger. So you growing up in a time where the Me Too and the cancel culture is very real. So you have to be careful on what the fuck it is that you're posting, girl. The causes that you're supporting and celebrating. We have to be careful of our personal feelings. I guarantee you, if politicians did that, we wouldn't have nobody running the country. We wouldn't even have a government. If politicians wrote how they really felt about a lot of issues, because little does she realize, those aren't just meager statements. Those, you're taking a side on a social issue. And the fact that you're a black woman that is allegedly a lesbian, it just gives people the free for all to try to do what they've been doing to us. Cancel us, hurt us, demean us. Whenever you have a person of the LGBT community go off on the LGBT community at this type of way, you show your bigotry and your own kind of hate for the community, that just reinforces the thinking that other people have too. They don't even like themselves. Why do you think white people relish in the destruction of black communities? Because we're the ones destroying the black community, and they don't have to lift a finger. It's the same thing. A lot of the homophobic shit in the black community and the homophobia in the white community, they relish moments like this. Look, the black gays, they've already basically, ooh, girl, there's nobody here. That's how I like it. Hello. Look at Trey. Yes, girl. Yes. But yeah, girl, I don't have time for all that preaching. Y'all kind of know where I'm going with that. But Sha'Carri, like, I want to feel for you, girl, but I can't at the same time. You know what's tea, girl. You know what you should and shouldn't do. You grew up in this time period. So, it is what it is, girl. May God bless you. I hope you learn from this. I hope you grow from this. I hope that when the time comes for you to do the Olympics, try to qualify for the Olympics again, that you're able to get through. And I hope that you win. But when you think, and I'm going to leave y'all with this, when you think that you are at the precipice of success, when you really, this is life showing your motherfucking ass, bitch, that karma is very real, that there are consequences to your intentions that you send out to the universe. There are consequences to the vibes that you give out, girl. There are consequences to your actions. There are consequences to your evil, bigotry ass type of ways, girl. And even if you're a good person, like I said, 2 days after the new car, girl, a tire hit me, bitch. I was feeling good. And then that's just life showing your motherfucking ass that, girl, your happiness, your successes, everything that you felt like you were gonna have to be happy. And I hate to speak of a place of disparity, but it's the truth. It's been the story of my life. Not saying I don't want no one to strive for happiness or success or anything. Do that shit. Because your failures are going to end up being your blessing. It builds character. I do give credit to failure for doing that. You know what I'm saying? It builds character. But I want you to be reminded that when you're at that door, you're about to turn that knob, girl, on that next chapter in your life. That door could disappear just like that. Just like Sha'Carri Richardson's opportunity. That's what makes me feel bad for her. She's worked hard for this. She's worked extremely hard for this. And that can apply to most of us out here. We work so hard for something. You know how many jobs I've been on for years, trained my ass off, and then you see all these other motherfuckers getting promoted around you and getting blessed before you, and they haven't put in no fucking work. They have no work ethic. I know how that can make someone feel. And you feel that, and especially when management makes you feel like you're on your way just a little bit longer, and then a little bit longer turns into some years. And I want employers to understand how that could make employees feel like, girl, I'm not interested anymore. I'm not determined or ambitious anymore. But that's also the spirit in the negative spirits trying to fall in your failure when really you should be standing up in it. So, Sha'Carri, I hope, girl, that, again, you learn and grow from this and you continue to push through. This ain't over, girl. And I also want to briefly, Michael Phelps, he won the Olympics and then started getting high, girl. And if it wasn't for people always trying to have clout, they took a picture of him while he was doing a bong hit or some shit. So this is a different situation. I see some people are trying to compare it, but there is no comparing the situation. She actually failed this drug test. Michael Phelps passed his entry drug test, and when he achieved the goal, amen, he then celebrated by partaking in Mother's Earth. All right. So again, girl, I want to see you do great things, but I also want to see you learn from this. And again, I'm very sad that you're part of our community and you feel the way that you do about us, but that's okay. There's been an unspoken thing between the black gays and the black lesbian females, girl. So But I don't know why. I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. I've had decent relationships with black lesbian women. Not all of them. It's really the, you know, the rough one, the studs that I, you know, well, actually I get along with them too. I've had several, now that I look about it, I forget, I've had several friends that were, you know, heavily studded, girl, okay? So I guess for me, I've never really had a bad energy with the lesbian community, but I do know that there's this little unspoken, like, you know, when we're in the building together. But I wish that we would be allies. You know, we're all ostracized in the community, you know, in society. You know, I wish we would all just learn to unify. But, girl, we'd have to unlearn so many behaviors. Y'all be blessed and never stressed. Have a great day. Let me get my ass here in this gym. I've been procrastinating forever and a day, and I need to get my shit together, okay? Love y'all, and remember that health is wealth, girl. Bye.